We're gonna just keep doing this where I walk into the shot every time and sit down because I like this conversation that we have, and plus it feels very very terroristy, very like you're in somewhere dark and like waiting for me to show up. So let's talk about games. That's the whole point of why we're here. So this week I had somebody message me on through social media, and they asked me about helping them become a better streamer and pushing their streaming influence forward. Also had a random spam message that was in another language, but that's beside the point. The point is, how do you go about pushing your social media presence forward if you want to be a streamer or if you want to play video games professionally? You see all these ads and all these like ideas that you can play games and get paid, and you can just make this butt ton of money by playing games, and if you play Fortnite enough and strong enough and hard enough and well enough, you'll make so much money through Fortnite. How do you do that? You don't. The reason why you see these people who do it, you have to think of them as the Eminem of games. Are there a lot of white rappers? Probably. Are there a lot of great white rappers? Not really. Are there some good ones? There's some just fine ones. You know, maybe you have, if you took all the white rappers, you have 60, or you have 30, or you have 10, but you only have one Eminem, and you only have one Ninja when it comes to streaming, and you only have, you know, only one PewDiePie, or one person who streams in their own way and their own game, one Captain Sparkles, and one, you have these Total Biscuit, and these people who make the gaming their life, and you see them on this pedestal, and you think, yeah, I could do that. I could be the next Yellow Wolf of streaming, where you're white and you think you can do it. And this message isn't about race at all. It's about statistics more than anything, right? And that's a fun way to tell you how to be good at Fortnite or streaming as a whole. But it's not about you. It's about the number of people who want to do this far exceeds the number of people who are good and capable of doing this. Past that, and I'm going to keep checking my phone because I'm going to make sure we don't go over on time, because if you watch the other videos, you know that's a big thing. I want these to be short and answer questions. Past the statistics of it, you have to be willing to pound out so much time and so much content consistently. We're not talking about being able to play once in a while on a Monday night and maybe a Friday and then try to play a game on Sunday because you're streaming with your friends and you think it's funny. We're talking about you have to be able to pound out content after content after content after content. And I could fill the rest of the time just repeating after content, because you've got to be willing to put so much time into it. People like Ninja, who are willing to devote just their life to playing a game or a series of games or a couple games and getting very, very good at it, that's not the average. You're talking about the people who are Eminem and they're just rehearsing the game and they're learning their skill and they're honing their craft. The logic, the music artist, musician logic of video games, you know? You're talking about people who are very, very good at what they do, but do one or two very specific things. If that's the kind of gamer you want to be, that's fine. If that's the kind of gamer you think you can be, that's fine. But you have to be very realistic that maybe your content production isn't what it needs to be. Maybe your skill level isn't what it needs to be. Maybe your ability to market it and tell people what you're doing isn't what it needs to be. So the biggest thing that deters, we're at time, the biggest thing that deters is going to deter, that does deter and is going to deter and will continue to deter people from following their dream, is when their dream is set up here and you start here and you're not willing to take every single step and just pound it out. Whether it's because you're in high school at the time and you can't stream every single day at 2 in the afternoon, whether it's because you're going to college, whether it's or university or what have you, whether it's because you have a full-time or part-time job that gets in the way. Consistency is important, but just being able to hold it over time, being able to hold your breath, put your head down and say, you know what, I'm going to do this and I'm going to keep doing this. But that's pretty much it for me. So if you guys have any other questions about video games, about any kind of content around games or questions, please let me know in the comments, or on Twitter is the easiest way to get a hold of me, at MATTAGHETTI at Mattagetti. My Twitter is linked here on the channel. But I'm happy to answer any questions you guys have about video games or things related. So I will see you guys next week. Whoa!